Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Movie Driven and welcome to another news talk. Now today I'm not going to be talking that loud. I don't know if I'm loud enough for you guys in this microphone or camera for that matter, but you know, here in college people are sleeping and I'm recording this at 1 a.m. in the morning, and I just, people are sleeping and I just can't it's not outside. I can't be, I'm actually not allowed to be filming or recording anything right now because people are asleep, so I cannot yell out, hey, what's up, my name is Movie Driven. Sorry, so I'm gonna keep it quiet. But I found this interesting article I just recently found. It's about King Henry IV, who was the king of France back in I believe it was in, let me think 1589 to 1610. Yes, there we have it, learned in school. So about the king, his head was found in a pursuit to an attic in 2010, so it was like 3 years ago. That's not that long enough, or that long ago. So I'm going to tell you guys a story here. So it might seem a little bit strange that the head of a king was actually in an attic of tax collector instead of located where his buried body was. But I'm going to explain you guys the story right now. So in case you don't know who King Henry IV is, he was actually the one who ruled France from 1589 to his death, which was in 1610, as I said previously. Now, there's been many attempts that has been made life as a king. One such attempt left him with a gash across his upper lip. Ugh. So while he was in Paris in 1610, his carriage was stopped in a Congress street where he was actually assassinated, and expected him to be buried in the Basilica of Saint Denis, which is north of Paris, where nearly every French king had been buried since the 900 AD. And now his body was embellished and interred to the king before him and was left alone in almost 2 centuries. So in 1793, during the French Revolution, a number of unusual decrees were issued, such as changing calendars and clocks. And one of these orders were the destruction of all royal thumbs, including the one Henry IV was in. So a mob tore through the crypt and pulled apart the royal corpses. So they carried it outside and had quite limb poured all over them to discompush faster. It's kind of disgusting. So as a result, most of the bones at Saint Denis were lost for a while. It thought it was no royal remains survived the French Revolution, but hey, rumors continued to creep up. So in 1919, this is where it's get good, the head of Henry IV was found and sold at an auction by a guy named Joseph Emile Bourdieu. Definitely not English. He was a photographer who purchased it, but he could not convince any museums that this was like authentic. So when the Joseph guy died, his widow then sold the head in 1955 to a tax collector named Jacques Belunger. I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong. Anyways, there's a head remained until a journalist looked it up in 2010, and it was confirmed that it was Henry IV. Holy shit. When I read that story, I was bugging out. I actually thought the story was kind of interesting, kind of exciting. It was kind of cool when I read this story. I mean, it was kind of disgusting how they had to like discompush the bodies and the corpses and the bones and everything just to like put them away. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I want you guys to leave a comment or a video response down below and tell me what you think about this. Do you think this story was creepy? Do you think it was funny? Do you think it was cool, exciting, disgusting? Did I just say that? I don't know. Anyways, it's up to you guys to decide what it was. And let me just tell you, I actually thought this was more like an interesting story, like a funny, fun fact story to know. Now the article for this, I'm going to leave you guys the source in the description, so I'll leave you guys the link there where I found the article and where I read it, the exact same article that I read it from. and I'll give you guys it in the description so you can go read it yourself. Whew. Let me just tell you that on the thumbnail, I think you'll see the picture of his head. You know, unless I think it'll be flagged for, you know, blood, gore, whatever, because his head actually looks like, you can actually Google his head. Just Google up Henry King IV, which stands for King Henry the Fourth, or King Henry IV. That's it. Henry King. What the hell? Okay. But anyways, King Henry IV, King Henry the Fourth head. And I'll guess you'll find his head where his entire head is rotten, and it's actually, you know, it's just rotten. I think it's in a museum now or something. I don't know. I don't really remember. I don't think it's in a museum because the museums wanted it. They wanted the head, but it was just not authentic enough for the Joseph guy. But you know, since Joseph guy died way many years ago. Who knows if this is in the museums now. I think it's in museums now. I think it is. They just found the head in the attic in 2010 where the tax collectors were. So I don't know. I find this story pretty interesting. Nothing creepy about it, to be honest. I mean, I kind of find interesting stories where like old people from many years ago, one of their corpses, heads, arms, whatever, being found on the modern time. This is 2013, people, and this was found in 2010, which was like 3 years ago. 3 years ago. I mean, come on. I actually sounds pretty cool, don't you guys think? I mean, tell me, don't you think that was interesting? I mean, if not, if I made a story sound really uninteresting, I guess you guys can just read the source yourself, and who knows if I'll change your guys' mind. But anyways, that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.